Spanda, the divine pulsation or rhythm of life. For the Anusara Sadhana, my name is Jayendra Hanley. And Spanda is one of our favorite qualities of supreme consciousness because every aspect of sadhana, of spiritual life, is found within this concept of Spanda. It all begins with Shiva Shakti or Shakti Shiva, the one that has two main aspects. First, it is the source and the essence of everything. We call that aspect Shiva consciousness. Second, the one steps itself down in vibration to become everything. And this is the creative power known as the Shakti. Our sadhana then, after the one becomes us, our sadhana is to recognize we are that supreme consciousness. This is the ultimate spanda pulsation. Most of the time, our awareness moves out into the world, into activity and engagement with life, and that's a natural thing. When we do yoga, we can experience the light of consciousness within us as us. And then, very naturally, that light of consciousness starts to appear in everyday life. The experience of the light within is known as Chit Shakti, the power of consciousness. And the experience of how that light enhances all of life, expands to become all of life, how we align with that in life, is the power of Ananda Shakti, the overflowing bliss of consciousness. Now, the great and mysterious tantric text, the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, explains all of this. The text opens with the Shakti in the form of Bhairavi, asking Shiva in the form of Bhairava this question: how can we know you? How can we have the experience of yoga? Bhairava answers in this way. He says, you, O Shakti, are the gateway to the experience of the one. In other words, if Shakti becomes everything, then every moment, every experience is an opportunity to experience that light. Bhairava then gives 112 ways to experience the one. One example is verse 101, which says, if one makes one's mind stable in the various emotions of anger, greed, desire, arrogance, or envy, then that true reality alone will remain. Repeating it. If one makes one's mind stable in the various emotions like anger, greed, desire, arrogance, or envy, then that true reality alone will remain. So non-dual Tantra does not say to deny heavy emotions or challenging situations. It says, now that you have been doing yoga for a while, become aware when those strong emotions are arising. And in that moment, one, becomes steady in the inner space, the deeper realm of the mind. In other words, we can stand steady with the energy of what is flowing through us. Then two, we ask ourselves, how do we do that? Well, we can be aware of our breath, the centering breath, like how we're aware of our breath throughout our asana practice. And then two, a wonderful practice is mantra japa, the outer repetition of a mantra that brings the quality of that true reality to the surface. Remember, the verse says, if one makes one's mind stable in the various emotions of anger, etc., then that true reality alone will remain. As far as japa, one example is you can say or chant the Anusara invocation one time to invoke that presence. So it's saying that any emotional state is a form of that underlying energy or Shakti. It is the same energy of consciousness. Knowing that, we can deal with whatever happens at the surface of life. So I have a practice for you. Take a comfortable seat. It's going to take about 2 minutes. It's a practice that we can do at any time. With your eyes open or closed, scan your awareness field and see if some contractive state has taken over your being. So take a moment and be aware of what your inner experience is right now. Some unwanted state or feeling may have been there for some time. Be aware if anything has taken over your inner space. Then the first practice, take 2 or 3 deep breaths in and out to center and start to invite the release of that contractive quality. Deep breath in and out. One more. And maybe it already feels better. Then we can chant or recite something like the Anusara invocation 1, 2, maybe 3 times. Or if you practice another japa mantra, you could do it for a minute or so. We like to do it aloud. When you're around others, you can just whisper it to yourself. For instance, Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sat Chit Ananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Breathe and invite those great qualities of the heart that we always talk about in our classes to come to the surface, to transform our experience in this moment. Breathe. And then scan your awareness field now and notice if anything has shifted for you because of this practice. I call this the moment-to-moment practice for daily life. In the document here, I list a few of my upcoming events. Namaste.